This is Sandy Walden from Serenity, your Master Grief Coach and Master Grief Coach Trainer. You know, when I work with clients, I often hear, if they cared about me, they wouldn't say this. If I meant something to them, they would call. And I understand those thoughts, those sentiments, those feelings. Is it okay if we expand this a little bit? Because I think that matters. When we're the one grieving, especially if the one we've loved is someone very close to us, a life partner, a parent, a child, a close friend, a co-worker, it's our 24/7 reality. It's what we think about, it's what we're feeling about. It's often in our mind when we wake up, as well as when we go to sleep, and all of those hours, minutes, and seconds in between. The truth is, for those who are supporting us, unless they were as closely involved, it's probably not their 24/7 reality. And it doesn't mean they don't care. They have a separate life, and you matter. And so this communication can get messy. It can get lost. The griever might feel as though nobody cares about them, and the supporter might say, wow, I do care, but I have my spouse, my family, my parents, my children, my social commitments, my work commitments, and maybe someone else that's grieving, and my own loss in the fact that our relationship has shifted dramatically. The answer to all of this is conversation, communication. Perhaps the griever might want to say or write a note or send an email. I miss you. I could really use your support. At the same time, it's important that we try to understand that when we need someone most, they may not be available. They have all of these other things going on as well. When you're the supporter, I encourage you to be gently as honest as possible. I care about you. I just can't talk right now. I care about you. Let's set aside an hour. For the next hour, let's be here. I encourage you, whoever you are, to be as honest as you can. This is vulnerable, this is tender, and we make missteps. As the griever, there were an awful lot of times, and there still are times, when I had incredible difficulty saying, this is what I need. It's not the way I'm naturally wired. Now, many years down the road, I'm better at it, but it's still a process. And as a supporter, come on, 60th birthday is right around the corner. There are an awful lot of people I've known who have experienced deep grief, and I didn't know how to show up. The truth is, I'm still learning that too. And it's different with every loss. It's different with every person. Have I made mistakes? You better have. Have I dropped the ball? More often than I'd like to think about. But we do better as we learn. The truth is, your heart matters. We make these mistakes on both sides and in between. I encourage grace and patience. I encourage genuine apologies and genuine appreciation. When somebody reaches out from either end, let's try to make sure that there's a hand reaching back. Let's navigate these uncharted waters the best we can. What comes through it all is intention, compassion, caring. Grief is experienced because we love someone who's not in our life right now. That's all about the love. Support that cocoons and wraps up and nurtures and helps is about the love. We do the best we can. And when we learn better, we do better. When I'm working with clients, something we talk about quite a lot was, okay, I get there was some space. I wonder what that might be about. And so we explore, why did someone show up or not? Were there possibilities that were different than what the griever brings to the table initially? It's all about expanding, isn't it? When I train coaches to be grief coaches, we learn about that exploration as well. How can we see things from other perspectives and bring our best selves to this situation? It's an interesting thing, but I don't just train people who have nothing to do with grief. Most of the people who train to be a master grief coach come there because they've had their own experiences and they want to do better, both supporting others as well as processing and healing their own grief. You hear me say again and again that this is a journey, that we walk this path together. And I want you to think about a path through the woods. I've never walked one that's completely level or broad enough, always. There are times when I've stumbled. There are times I fall on my backside. There are times that I'm so grateful for somebody to support me and lift me up. This is work we do together. For today, I wish you a day of grace and gentle healing. If you'd like to talk to me about working together one-on-one, either to process your own grief or to learn to be a grief coach, just send me a private message and I'll get back to you. And as I said, today I wish you a day of peace and grace and healing. Namaste.